They're battling this snow or this ice, and in some places it is much worse than others. I mean, where we are right now, we're still all at our different homes, not really able to get out and move around. But man, shout out to all of our Texas friends who are just suffering, just broken pipes and boiling water and not able to leave. Insides are frozen, heat's out. Just holy cow, man. Thinking about you. We're here, still doing the show. Feeling pretty lucky that even though the storm is here with us, we haven't had to suffer through any of that. That being said, we'll come back in a second. We'll do a couple of things. One, we'll take your calls, 877-77-BOBBY. That's our phone number. If you have a question or a comment about something we've said on the show, or just even if it's like, hey, I've always wondered this. Because I'll be honest with you, because snow is in 75% of the country right now, which I read, which is wild, there's probably not as many people listening to the live version of this show. Our podcast numbers will be great, yippee. But live, it's probably a bit different. So if you've ever wanted to call in, I bet the lines are wide butt open right now. So hit us up. 877-77-BOBBY. In the next segment, I do want to talk about this. They say if you had a bad day, it's the single best thing you can do when you get home. And I saw this, and I thought, this is about the worst thing to do when you get home.
Drink a lot of beers.
Well, man, that might be good for you. That's not the answer here. They say generally this is the best thing you can do, and I'm like, I don't want to do this ever. We'll do that coming up in a second. All right, back. Bobby Bones Show next. Let's say if you had a bad day, the single best thing you do whenever you get home would be to start jogging, which to me, I hate running at all costs. I do it, but I definitely don't think if I come home and the day sucks, I'm like, I got to get on that treadmill. They say if you're dealing with job stress, researchers say you might be able to keep it under control by just, when you get home, running. We were driving around yesterday. We got out a little bit yesterday. Roads were still fine to pretty bad, but we had to get groceries. We had to take the dogs to the vet. We leave for a few days, and I go shoot my Nat Geo show this weekend. So we have someone who's working with the dogs while we're gone. So we went and dropped them off at the trainer's house. And I saw two girls out running. And I'm thinking to myself, first of all, I don't even want to be on this driving. I don't want to be outside at all. And there they are just, huffing and puffing down the street running. And now I admire that because they obviously are runners and they needed to get the run in to feel better. But there is nothing, this is to me only, right? There is nothing at all that is fulfilling, and there's no joy felt when I'm running. I hate it. I hate every second of it. I had to turn the Arkansas game on, and I'll try to do it. I'll strategize to make sure the Arkansas basketball game is on my phone when I get on a treadmill, because I know I'll be so focused on that game while I'm running that I won't look at the time, because I'll run for like an hour hard, and then I'll look up at the time, and it's been 8 minutes, and that really irritates me. So the fact, and I'm sure they're right, because when I finish, I'm like, okay, I feel pretty good. But they say if you run, it helps with all kinds of stuff. Mood. It helps with, obviously, your fitness. It helps with de-stressing. But running is not for me. I just try to find ways to stay active that I don't hate. All right, there you go. There's that story. Andrea is on in St. Louis. Andrea, what's happening with you? Thank you for calling.
Good morning, studio.
Morning.
You guys have made my day. I just was curious what Eddie's win song is. I really love it.
Eddie, what is the song that we play whenever you win a game?
Okay, so it's called El Nuevo Tao Tao, and it's performed by my uncle, my Tío Fufa. That's his band right there. And it's called El Nuevo Tao Tao, T-A-O, T-A-O.
Was he a famous musician?
Nah. I mean, I think it's a cover of a cover of a cover, one of those like Mexican folk songs that like are really big, and he just covered it, and it's a jam. So I'm like, this is my victory song, and it's part of my family. I'm all about it.
Is that him singing, or is he just playing?
He's the singer, and he also does bongos while he sings. He's legit.
Is he still alive?
Yeah.
Does he know you play him on the show all the time?
Yeah, but see, I think there's something shady about it, because I told him, like, dude, you have to get this song on like iTunes or something, because I'm playing it on the radio all the time. He's like, no, I'm cool. So I don't know if he's doing it illegally or it's a cover of a cover that he didn't get cleared, but I don't know what his deal is.
It's funny you still go to iTunes.
I'm like, something, man.
Eddie's like 2005. I was telling them, get that crap on Napster, man.
Yeah, or LimeWire.
Yeah, get that stuff up. Get it at your local music store.
I was just telling him like something, because I'm playing it all the time because I win games.
Let's go over to, thank you, Andrea, for your call. I hope you have a great day. Let's go over to Joe in Tampa. Hey, Joe, you're on the Bobby Bones Show. What's going on?
Hey, morning, studio.
Morning.
Hey, I was curious, Bobby. Whenever a star calls in and y'all are talking, at the end they always say, "Love you, Bobby," and you're like, "All right, bye." And I was curious, does that make you feel uncomfortable at all, or do you do it on purpose, or what's up with that?
No, I don't do it on purpose, but if I don't love them, I don't say it back.
Ooh.
I mean, that's the truth.
So it's subliminal now. Now if you don't respond, we're like, oh, he doesn't love them.
Well, right. I can like them. There are some folks, some friends, that I'm like, man, I love their music, or I love when they're on the show, or heck, I love them. Tomorrow, John Party will be on.
You love him?
Dear friend of mine, love him. Like, he's just the best. And so if he were to go, Bobby, love you, I'd be like, love you too, man.
Yeah, I get that.
But if I've only met somebody twice ever and they're on the show and I'm happy they're on the show and they're like, all right, love you. Huh?
Get out of here.
I don't throw that word around. You have to also understand with me, until Caitlin, my fiance, I never told a person that. That word was not used in my house. People didn't tell me they loved me. My grandma probably did a little bit, but I definitely didn't say it back because it just wasn't something that was normalized. So I never said it to anybody. And now I say it all the time. I'm happy to say it to Caitlin. And I think it's opened me up in other ways too, because you'll hear me say, Man, love you. Thanks for calling in. It's rare.
Without the I in front of it, because that's different.
Well, I don't know that I go, I love you. That just feels
like
awkward
intimate.
anyway. Yeah. I tell Caitlin, hey, I love you. But if Blake Shelton's on, I don't go, I love you, buddy. But I'm working on it. I'm growth in progress, I feel. I feel like we're never not growing. So good observation, Joe. And let me ask you this, Joe, since you're in Tampa. What's the weather like there?
It's actually kind of hot here. It's like cloudy and 70 degrees or something.
Yeah, let's hang up on Joe. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Hey,
sorry.
Joe, it's icy and snowy here, and it is.
No, I know.
It's
It's snowing
been
all
pretty
over.
brutal. Well, hey, I appreciate that call. Anything you want to say on the backside of that, or are you good?
Just that I love you, man.
Cool.
Cool.
Keeping it real.
Wouldn't you rather me keep it real, though,
Of
honestly?
course.
Okay. All right, Joe, have a good day, bud.
Thanks, you too, Bobby.
Bye-bye. Jessica from Ohio is on right now. Jessica, what's happening with you? Thank you for calling.
Good morning, studio.
Morning.
Morning. So I have 2 kids, and I just wanted to know, I was thinking back, what is the first childhood memory you can ever imagine? Because I think back, and I try to think that, like, I remember something from when I was 3 or something like that. But I was just wondering what the first thing you remember about your childhood is.
Man, that's a great question. It's tough, right? I have friends that swear. One friend of mine swears he can remember it coming out of his mom.
Come on.
I'm telling you, he stands by it. Now, I don't think that's true. I struggle with anything really. I don't know how old I was. I remember riding. We had a pit bull. We lived in a trailer park, and we had a pit bull. And it was when my mom and my real dad were still together because he pieced out at about 5 years old. And I remember, like, hanging onto the side of a pit bull in the trailer park and, like, riding it around a little bit. But it's so foggy. The first real memory I have is probably my 5th birthday. Before, I think, school started that year. I wasn't in school yet. And my aunt had bought me this really small transistor radio. We were living in a different trailer park at that time. And I just remember the visual of looking out the window and seeing, like, other friends coming from their trailers over to my trailer. And because in a trailer park, it is so community-based, meaning you either love everybody or you hate everybody and you're watching to see who's going to steal your stuff. It's one way or the other, at least for me and my experiences in the different places I lived. And so I got this little radio, and she was like, go ahead and open it up. And I was like, cool. And I opened it up, and she's like, turn it on. I turned it on, put some batteries in it. And she had called the local radio station, and they said, we just want to say happy 5th birthday to Bobby. And I was like, oh, my God. They just said my name on the radio. This is the craziest thing ever. And I think a bit of that turned into what I'm doing now. I think, but what's one of my earliest memories is getting that little radio on my birthday and then having the DJ say, hey, happy birthday to Bobby. I was in a little town outside of Hot Springs, Arkansas. And the station was KLAZ, which was my very first radio station I went to work for, too.
That's crazy.
So that's probably my earliest memory, but I don't have any, like, 2 or 3. Some of these kids on American Idol will come in, and I'll say, hey, so what was the start of this for you? And some of them are honest, and they're like, man, I was 8 or 9 years old. We'd be doing this. But some go, I was 2, and I just started humming Johann Sebastian Bach. And I knew right then. And I'm like, you're so full of crap. Amy, do you have any memories from before 3 years old?
No, not before 3. I think mine is similar to yours. I must have been about 5 or so. And my sister, we were on a family vacation, and she was annoyed with me. And she put me on an elevator and pressed up, and then she left. So then I was wandering the hotel, and somehow somebody made me my way back to the front desk, and then I was reunited with my family. But I remember that vividly.
So does that mean, because I don't have kids yet, does that mean anything before 3 doesn't matter and I can just chill?
I feel like 5.
Oh, you do?
I think 5 is
Yeah.
the point where we start remembering everything.
But I'm saying, you know, with kids, you can just take them to the park and be like, we went to Disney World twice that year, kids. You were only
I don't
2.
remember that.
Yeah.
Yes. Regarding that,
Okay.
yes.
All right, thank you. Hey, call us if you want. We'd love to hear from you. I love questions like that. Man, you guys give us the greatest stuff to talk about sometimes. 877-77-BOBBY. Back in a second. I was telling Caitlin, I was like, oh, my stomach hurts. And she's like, man, it's such a mystery as to why. And I was like, what do you mean? She goes, I don't know. It's an unsolved mystery. Let's think back. And I said, okay. She goes, well, you had a cupcake, which you don't normally do. I was like, yeah, it's good too. She goes, yeah. She goes, let's just keep following the trail. Let's see what we come up with about your stomachache. And I was like, okay. And then she goes, then you had some soup that we had for dinner. And you like that, right? I was like, yeah, it was good. Because she cooks. She's a great cook. And I was like, yeah, it was good soup. She goes, okay, cool. She goes, then you had 4 of those rice patties that come in that package. They're like healthy, but then I put like apple stuff on them. And she's like, you had 4 of those. So that, let's just keep following down the trail. And I was like, okay. Then she goes, you had 2 bowls of cereal after that.
Oh, boy, dude.
She's like, I can't understand why your stomach hurts.
So weird.
So really, it wasn't an unsolved mystery to her.
No, she was being sarcastic. She's like, this is the worst unsolved mystery they could ever put on. Because we know what happened. You eat like you're 8 years old. Whatever. I stress eat, okay? Leave me alone. But I couldn't figure it out. I was in bed. I was going, oh, my stomach's killing me. She's like, let's think back.
She walked you right into that.
Right? Well, she knew where she was. I was going on a little trip. And at the end of that trip, I figured out why I'm a moron. Let's do the news. Come on.
Bobby's Big
Story.
Well, it's very cold, and some places are suffering more than others. Let's start with, it's so cold that, a guy in Midland Park, New Jersey, set his lawn on fire to melt the snow and ice. The fire department had to put it out. Then a hazmat unit had to clean up the gasoline. So it was so icy and snowy, the guy thought he'd burn the snow away.
I mean, I kind of think that was a good idea at first. I'm like, that's not a bad idea because it's snow. You're not going to it's not going to be a wildfire. But I guess it's not, huh?
It is not a good idea. That's true. People in Texas have been sharing social media photos of insane things like an indoor fish tank freezing over, a ceiling fan with icicles, a cactus covered in ice, a laptop that's split in half because of the cold.
Dang.
A lot of our Texas people are suffering. People in Texas have been struggling so much. I saw on Twitter yesterday that the big grocery store where we're from in Texas is called H-E-B. And so they said that there's an H-E-B in Leander, Texas, right outside of Austin, that had a power outage during the shopping today. So the full store went down. And when that dropped, it didn't matter what you had in your cart. You could just walk out for free.
Amazing.
They were like, hey, just go. You need the food. We're not going to make you wait here forever. This one's on the house.
So cool.
And don't think I wouldn't have done the supermarket sweep arm on the way out.
Real quick.
Where you stick your arm out and just...
Oh, no.
Oh, it's all on the house? Well, I just would have said, well, I wasn't done shopping. I got to get more food for the storm.
And really? You needed all that rice-a-roni?
Yes,
really?
I did. I needed all those rice cakes. Because I need to have a good old stomachache tonight. So I saw that. A woman in North Dakota took boiling hot ramen noodles outside and put them on the chopsticks and then held it up and they just froze on the chopstick. Ranchers everywhere from Arkansas to Montana have had to figure out ways to keep their calves' heads warm so their ears don't get frostbite and fall off. And a lot of the small farms are even bringing their animals indoors. And so there are a lot of shots of like cows hanging out in the kitchen.
Dang.
Gotta take care of the animals.
Wow, yeah. Didn't think about that.
So that's that big story. A lot of people are struggling. Some folks are struggling way worse than others. The big thing in Texas, too, is a lot of water pipes are busted. They're boiling water now because they've had to shut down water in a lot of places. It's one of my friends who lives there who was also in Katrina was like, for me, this is worse than what it was when Katrina hit because of what their neighborhood's going through right now. So, man, our hearts are with you guys. That stinks. Let's switch it up and do another story.
Bobby's Other Big
Story.
On the music side of things, this song from Russell Dickerson, Love You Like I Used To, has spent 21 weeks inside the top 10 of Billboard's country airplay chart. So I'll play a little bit of this.
Kiss me like this. It's stronger the longer I'm with you. It's more than every single day before. Didn't know I could ever love you more than I did. But baby, I do. I don't love you like I used to.
It's now tied for the longest running top 10 single of all time. It is tied with this song from Lone Star.
I don't know how you do what you do. I'm so in love with you. It just keeps getting better.
1999.
That's some great company.
It
right
is. Russell Dickerson is killing it with that song. So congratulations to Russell Dickerson. His record, Southern Symphony, hit in December of 2020. So go check it out. Love that guy. Hey, look, love that guy.
there. You just said that.
I do. Russell's great. Russell's great. Finally in the news, a Dunkin Donuts, quote, Karen raises a bunch of crap over a dozen munchkins. Hey, Amy, how many's a dozen?
12.
Okay, right. I had to rewatch this video a bunch of times because I'm so confused as to how anybody could possibly think a dozen is 50. Here's a clip of a woman at Dunkin Donuts asking for more because she doesn't know how many are in a dozen, apparently. Here you go.
I need more. 50, 50. That's what a dozen is, not 12.
12 is a dozen.
I want more than 12.
You don't need to be rude.
I want 50.
That's so sad.
But you can have 50.
Yeah.
Just know that 50 isn't a dozen. 50 is basically 4 dozen plus 2. So she's being rude and she's wrong. Even being rude when you're right sucks. But she's being rude and she's wrong. Hilarious. I want 50. That's a dozen. Where are you from, lady? All right, there is no word if she got her dozen donuts.
Oh, no.
I mean, I do finger quotes. Her dozen donuts. You guys hit us up, 877-77-BOBBY. Take some calls. Let's do Darius Rucker, Beers and Sunshine. I say that because Lunchbox or Morgan has to run back and answer the phones during the song because we don't have a phone screener. We're struggling here. But if you want to call us, we'd love to talk to you. A couple things we'll talk about. There is a hotel manager who's telling a story because someone calls and goes, hey, I think my husband's cheating with a woman at your hotel. And he's like, well, I can't give you the name, but I can do something else.
Oh, no.
I'm going to play this and tell you this story coming up in a second. Also, we're going to play another round of the Bobby Feud. The top things that married couples fight about. Top 10 answers are on the board. You guys get ready for that. Both of those and your calls next. Over on the phone right now is Tammy in Kansas. Tammy, appreciate you listening. Thank you for calling. What's going on?
Morning, studio.
Morning.
Bobby, first of all, I would like to thank you and tell you how proud I am of you. I'm a grandma raising a grandchild now, and all the negatives that you've had in your life and turning them into a positive. As a grandma, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. It's very nice of you.
My question is about Arkansas Keith. I haven't heard him on the radio much lately. I was wondering how he is. And my second question about him is he married?
Arkansas Keith is good. He's driving to Nashville for the first time ever next week. He's never been here. So he hit me up last week and was like, how long does that drive again? And I said, about 6 hours, because we drive back and forth to Arkansas a lot. Then I was like, he goes, all right, I can do that. So he's going to come, and we got some stuff planned. I'll tell you after he gets here. Hopefully all the snow goes away, right? It should, but he's planning on being here late next week. I'm pretty pumped about that. So for those that don't know, just what she's referring to in general, my grandmother adopted me for a part of my life, raised me, as a grandmother raising a grandkid. Now I look back and go, man, what a struggle that was, not only financially, but how in the world do you bond to a dumb kid who's 9, 10 years old, even younger than that, as a grandparent, whenever I'm like, I want to get this, I want to go to school, I want to learn, I want to do Bart Simpson, it's 2 generations separated us. But she was still just the best. And so Arkansas Keith. And then Arkansas Keith is, yes, for all intents and purposes, I think he's married. I'm not sure if they actually got married or not.
But he's got a girl.
Yes. I think they're married. He got remarried after my mom. I'm not quite sure. Listen, I don't talk about that. I'll be honest with you. I'm like, hey, cool. Live your life. I don't know. But yes, he's with someone. But I don't know if they got married or not.
You can ask him next week.
I don't know if I want to. Tammy, thank you for calling. I really appreciate that call. And thank you for the nice words.
You're welcome, Bobby. Enjoy your business.
Thank you. Have a good day. Brandon in South Carolina, you are on the show. Brandon, what's going on with you?
Hey, how's it going, Bobby? Morning, studio.
Morning.
Bobby, I have a question. You were earlier talking about, growing up in the trailer park and, how your life was back then. I also, was raised a bit by my grandmother, and so I do know how that is. But when was the time where, you were going through your life and you realized that, you're going to be okay, you made it, you've made it through the hard times and the troubles?
I don't know if I ever hit a click point where I go, hey, I made it. I think there was a time in my life where I started to be grateful for all the crap that I'd been through as a kid, meaning all of that made me so strong that I was going to make it anyway. It wasn't even a career thing because I'm never fulfilled career-wise, and I never will be. But there was a point probably when I was about 32, 33 years old where I looked back and went, you know what? Being kicked out of places, trailers, apartments, moving around schools all the time, not having food sometimes, being the free lunch kid that got made fun of, being small, all of that stuff that I thought was terrible, that growing up, I cried, I got beat up. It made me so strong today that there was a point where I went, it's not I made it, but I can handle anything. Like I've been through it all. And I can handle whatever life throws at me. So I think for me, it was never I made it, but it was hey, I'm at the point now where I'm basically running through life with a bulletproof vest. Now, sure, there are still points of me that are vulnerable that I haven't had to deal. I don't want to jinx myself, but there are things that other people have struggled with that I haven't had to go through. But I feel like at this point, I've been through so much that I'm so confident that I can get through the next thing that I feel like I made it. Like I'm good. And I can also share that story with other folks who are younger or heck, maybe even older that haven't hit there yet to go, hey, it's like working out. Like I've worked out all these muscles for years. All these, man, this hurts. This sucks. I don't have the resources to do this. But in the end, I made it through because I continued to try The only reason I didn't lose is because I didn't quit, and that's when I felt like I made it, when I knew nothing could actually derail me to the point of being incapacitated. Does that make sense, Brandon?
Yeah, it makes total sense because that's kind of how I am. I look at life like a checkpoint or like a video game. You know, you think about, chapters in your life and then, you think you've achieved something, you've achieved a hardship or something that got in your way, and you've achieved that level. And then you go upon life and then something else happens, and then you got to fight that, and then you achieve that, and you just keep moving on and moving on. So I definitely, it definitely makes sense.
We don't grow unless we're uncomfortable, and that could be physically, emotionally. Like, we don't grow. If we just sat on the couch and chilled all the time, we'd just be slobs who knew nothing and had been through nothing and could go through nothing hard. We only get better if we go through hard times. Again, I'll compare it to lifting weights. You got to put in that work to be stronger. Even as a human, you got to go through crap to be able to take on more crap. And it's awesome. I love it. I love what I went through now. And I don't look at it as some sort of extremely detrimental thing. I'm just like, man, I hated it while it happened. Love it now. Kind of like Dancing with the Stars. Hey, while I was doing it, I was like, this sucks, man. I was dancing 12 hours a day. But after we finished and I won the trophy, I was like, that's the greatest thing of my life. So, I appreciate that call. Thank you very much. Amy in Maine is on the phone. Amy, thank you for calling the show. What would you like to say?
Good morning, studio.
Morning.
I can't believe I actually got through. Anyway, thank you for all of your insight and wonderful words of wisdom that you guys share every morning. I think it's wonderful.
Thank you.
My question is for Lunchbox, and I want to know why he's such a sourpuss all the time.
Interesting. Lunchbox, how would you answer Amy in Maine? Because I see him more than like a listener if they listen for 20 minutes a day or 30 minutes a day. He's not always a sourpuss, but a lot of times on the air, things come out of you that some people go, how is that even real? Well, how would you like to respond to that?
I don't even understand what a sourpuss is. I think I have a great attitude. I'm a lot of fun. Just because you don't like to have fun and be crazy, that I'm a sourpuss? I don't understand how that makes me a sourpuss because I like to go sledding. I like to win the lottery and get rich. How does that make me a sourpuss? Like, I don't understand what a sourpuss is.
I guess a sourpuss, maybe it's a Maine term, I don't know. But I guess a sourpuss in my book is somebody who's like a sore loser because you don't lose that well.
Listen, let me tell you, when you show me someone that loses well, you'll show me a loser. No one should be happy losing. Whoever says, yes, I lost, yes, yes, yes. No, when you compete to win, you don't compete to lose.
Why are you yelling at her? Why are you yelling at her?
Because
she asked you a question, brah.
I'm blown away by people saying you should be so happy to lose. Like, yay, I just lost. Let me celebrate. No one has a party for the losers. The losers of the Super Bowl don't go to Disney World. The winners do.
Hey, babe, relax a little bit, okay? I mean, she just called to ask a question.
But I don't understand how I'm a sourpuss. Like, just because I'm excited and I'm crazy and I love to live doesn't make me a sourpuss because I don't understand that. I do not get it. I don't know what that, I don't know.
Amy, did Lunchbox just go full sourpuss on you right there?
What?
Amy in Maine, did Lunchbox just go full sourpuss right there in that segment?
Oh, totally.
Yeah, okay.
Totally.
What?
And I'll tell you what, here's a learning experience for Lunchbox right now because what you just talked about with the previous caller about not being upset and like being a loser or whatever and learning from it, that's what makes it so good to lose. You might have something to learn from that, Lunchbox. But you know what? I still love you because you put your hands up and they stay there and they stay there and they stay there.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, like that's what it's about. That's what life is about, is winning. Life is not about losing. It's about winning.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Amy in Maine, thank you for your call. We really appreciate that. Yeah, no, we love it. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Have a good day. Bye.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.
It's pretty interesting. Your take on life and his take on life, almost the exact opposite.
But we need different opinions. We need different perspectives.
You're like, I learned from my loss. He's like, there's no time for losing.
Yeah,
you gotta
Not Lunchbox, though. Never wants to fail. Right, Lunchbox?
That's right. There's no
That's right.
point. Like, if I can succeed at everything, why would I want to fail? Tom Brady doesn't want to fail.
There you go. Nobody wants to fail.
Exactly.
Okay.
That sourpuss.
Let me play a song. We still got a couple segments to get to. Really good segments, too. This hotel manager story about a wife and her cheating husband, and she calls him. It's like, I think my husband's staying at your hotel. Can you help me? We'll do that, and we'll play the Bobby Feud. But first, Jake Owen, Homemade, Bobby Bones Show. Thank you, guys.
The Bobby Bones Show.
That's right. So there's a show on Discovery Plus. It's with Ludacris. He can rap. He can write songs. Man, kids don't even know how good Ludacris was back in the day.
Luda.
Like, but now I don't know if young people consider him a great rapper. He's awesome when we were younger. Also, Ludacris can act too. But he has a whole new show here, Luda Can't Cook special.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, it's on Discovery Plus. It's a 1 hour special that debuts next week. So it comes out Thursday, February 25th on Discovery Plus, the app. We have the app on Apple TV is how we watch it. That's how I watch kids cooking championships. We're on to the final season now. So we are, I think, 2 episodes into the very final season. That show, man, I'm in.
Your kid's still in?
Well, my kid won the last season.
Okay.
Yeah, Grayson, the girl I picked, won the whole season. So I'm up 1-0 on Caitlin. We haven't picked our people yet. Because as soon as you call them, that's your person. And you can wait, or you can call them early. So it's fun. They have a couple good hosts on that show. That Duff, the bald guy. And then, you don't know who that is?
No.
And then Valerie Bertinelli.
Oh, yeah, Eddie Van Halen's ex-wife.
Right. She's the other one. It's pretty good. So you guys check out Discovery Plus. It's fantastic. It's a lot of great shows, a lot of great personalities, plus exclusive originals all in one place. and it's about half the cost of other streaming services, $4.99 a month and $6.99 if you want ad-free. So be sure to check that out. Bobby Feud coming up, the cheating in the hotel story coming up, your call is coming up, 877-77-BOBBY. Hit us up. Back in a second. want to give you guys this hotel story. Like, imagine you're working at a hotel and someone calls and goes, hey, I think someone's cheating on me at your hotel. Can you help me? Because that's basically what this is. This hotel manager shared the story about a woman who wanted to know what room her husband was in because she was certain that he was cheating on her. The manager couldn't tell her because of, privacy reasons. You can't say who's in the hotel. So she booked her into a room next to them. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
And then she did hear him with someone else. Okay, here's the hotel manager talking about the woman getting booked in the room.
Woman walks into the hotel and she quickly explains to me that her husband has been cheating on her. She knows that he is currently at my hotel with the woman and she wanted to know what room number he was in. Unfortunately, I could not tell her because of privacy reasons. And rightly so. She could have been lying to me. She could have been the other woman, you know? I don't know. So I checked her into the room right next to the room that her husband was in.
Dang.
She sounds so sneaky about it, though. Like,
Even
she's like,
though
excellent.
Yeah. And she's admitting she didn't know. I would just be worried what if this woman now, if it is right there and hears it and like freaks out or he freaks out and then somebody kills the other person.
Boy, Amy took it A to Z real quick. Wow.
I know,
here she is
think about that.
talking about what the woman found out after checking into the room next to her husband.
It's actually kind of sad, and that's why I purposely left it out. She did hear her husband in the next room, and she left kind of sad, but she did thank me before she left.
It's hardcore, huh?
Very hardcore.
I mean, that's what she put on her TikTok. I put mine, Eddie walking on my swimming pool.
Quite the difference.
Yeah. It's like, all right, Eddie, I'm going to pay you. Go walk across the swimming pool frozen. Man, people put some real stuff up there. Let's do the Bobby feud here. All right, guys, speaking of married couples, the top things that married couples argue about. There are 10 answers on the board. Are we ready?
Ready.
Up first this time. Let's see, we did Amy. Lunchbox. Will be Eddie.
Oh, man, this is bad.
Eddie, you're up first. Top 10 things people are arguing about as a married couple. How long have you been married, Eddie?
15 years, Bones. That's why I want to be really good at this game. I feel like we've fought about everything on this earth, so I know the answers to this.
How often do you guys fight, you think?
Once a week.
How strong are these fights?
Nah, they last for a little bit. We get, heated up, and then I'm sorry, I apologize, and it's over.
Who apologizes first?
Usually she does. I kind of like get a little straight face and I sit on the couch and turn on a game or something, and then she waits about 15 minutes, comes back and says, I'm sorry.
Even if it's your fault?
Sometimes.
You just dig in? You just dig in regardless?
I mean, if it's a fight, I want to go as hard as I can.
Okay. The top things married couples argue about. 10 answers are on the board. Eddie, what do you have?
Number 1, let's go money, Bones.
Show me money. Number 1 answer. Next up.
And I'm going to go number 2, parenting. Parenting, kids always start a lot of fights.
Show me kids. Number 2. If you run this category.
I'm telling you, I know a little bit about this stuff.
Top 10 things married couples argue about. Eddie, what else you got?
Let's go, Bones, with in-laws.
In-laws. Show me.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Got a little quick on the trigger there. Relatives.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up.
I'm going to go with household chores. You don't do a lot around the house.
All right. Household chores. Show me household chores. Yes. At number 5. So here's what we have so far. We have money, kids, relatives, and chores. There are still 6 answers on the board. Eddie.
This is where it gets a little tricky. I mean, now it can be anything. But I'm going to go with TV shows. Watching TV shows.
Show me television programs.
Boom. Oh, no! I told you, this is where it gets a little shaky. Dang it.
Okay, Amy, over to you.
Oh, man. Okay.
The top things married couples fight about.
Okay. I still have a handful to choose from. What about sex?
Show me S-E-X. Sex. Correct.
Really?
At number 9 is intimacy. Yeah.
Okay, I guess I could have used that word. Sorry.
Amy's like, show me boning.
I mean, there could be worse words.
Show me like oh man, I'm stuck on time.
Sex again.
More sex.
What'd you say?
Time, quality time.
Show me quality time. Quality time leisure comes in. Okay, so we have 3, 4, 6 answers off the board. There are 4 left. The top things married couples fight about.
I mean, we always fight about like being on time because I'm never on time. He's always on time. So I guess that would be, I don't know how to say that. Like, oh, shoot. What to eat?
Sex! Okay, show me what to eat. No.
Okay.
Over to Lunchbox. Lunchbox?
Amy, I liked your, you had it right. It's punctuality. It's like when you're trying to go somewhere and you're not ready on time.
Show me punctuality.
Wow.
Okay.
There are 4 answers left, Eddie. Coming back to you. Now, here are the things off the board. The top things married couples fight about: money, kids, and relatives, 1, 2, and 3. At number 5 is chores. At number 7 is quality time. And at number 9, intimacy. Or as Amy says, sex.
Shut up.
All right, I'm going to go. Let's see. Let me see if I can phrase this right. Because I don't know if a lot of people do this. And just maybe talking to an ex.
Oh.
That could be a fight. I mean, that could be a major fight. But like talking to
cheating?
An
Yes,
ex.
you think
No, just talking to an ex. Cheating. Well, yeah.
DMing.
Is that a dumb one? Dang, that's a dumb one.
All right, show me talking to an ex.
I mean, you tell me that's not going to start a fight? Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, so is punching your person. There's a lot of stuff that starts a fight.
Punching the other person.
Spitting in their food. There's a lot of stuff that's going to start a fight that isn't super common. All right, what else?
Am I up?
Yeah, you're up, Amy.
Lack of like romance.
Lack of sex.
Amy, what's happening?
What is happening in Amy's brain right now?
Romance is different than intimacy, guys. It's like being thoughtful and doing something that makes you show you're thinking of them in a romantic way.
Show me lack of romance. Lunchbox, it is over to you. See if you can keep it going here.
Yeah, I mean, this is one that I think a lot of couples fight with, and it's you spend too much time working. Too much
Show
work.
me
Oh, there you go.
work. At number 4 is work. So top 5 are off the board here. There are 3 left. And you don't want to miss 3 in a row. You're basically playing as a team here.
Yeah.
As long as you don't miss 3 in a row, you guys win. All right, Lunchbox, go ahead.
Question: did you count Eddie's as cheating as the talking to an ex?
Basically.
I would have said cheating. If cheating was on there, I would have put that on
That's
there.
what I was asking. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to say too much time on your phone.
Ooh, yeah.
Because I know Bobby spends a lot of time on his phone, and Caitlin doesn't like that, and they kind of get into it over that. So let's go phone usage.
How do you know what we get into?
Because you talk about it.
You've talked about it.
Nope.
No,
She likes it when I'm on the phone. She wants me on the phone more. That's the story I'm going to commit to on the air. All right, top things married couples argue about. Show me being on your phone too much.
Come on!
Dang, I had that.
Because I have that on my wife. All right.
Eddie.
Okay.
You got to keep category going for you guys.
For sure, I got this. Drinking too much.
Okay, all you guys are picking your own stuff. You're like slowly. Like, we know where you guys are in your relationship by what you're picking. You're like, cooking too much Mexican food.
Is drinking too much not on there?
Show me drinking too much.
Oh, Eddie.
I thought that was a good one, guys.
3 answers on the board. Amy.
Okay, pet peeves.
Pet peeves. Yeah. Show me pet peeves. No. We'll give you that one. Bad habits. Bad habits.
Bad habits?
Yeah, that's
Like
pet
drinking?
peeves.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
you get that
because
one.
like my husband bites his nails
Oh,
and
bad
I
habits.
look at him with like such disgust. Yeah.
All right, 2 answers left.
Okay. Pet peeves.
Oh, I know it.
Okay. I don't know. Communication.
Show me communication.
Yay!
And
Okay.
if you get the final one without all 3 of you guys get X's, you each win.
Okay.
I don't. Gosh, I don't.
A trip
want it.
to your own house. That's where we're all snowed in. All right, one answer left. Top things married couples fight about.
Oh, yes, driving.
Driving. Show me driving.
Oh. That causes fights.
It's not, man, directions, that's a good one, Amy. How about grooming habits?
Again, you're all picking your own stuff. Yeah.
Well, what are we supposed to do
Not
with this
showering for 5 days.
Playing soccer and not cleaning your clothes. Show me showering or grooming.
It's not good.
It's not good. Eddie, if you don't get this, you lose. You guys lose the category.
No. Can we talk
if you
about
do
it?
if you do get this, you guys win.
Can I tell you guys what I have?
Yes.
Yes, Eddie.
Okay, social media.
I have that too, but I felt like that's phone.
That's phone for sure.
That's the
What
way I
about
looked at it.
snoring?
Oh, here's another one that like comes from my house. Video games.
Oh yeah.
Video games. I don't think most
Lunch,
couples
you don't
fight
even
about
play
that.
video games.
Exactly.
No,
Hey, what
I don't
about
have that
house
problem.
decor?
No.
House decor?
Or
Yeah.
maybe,
Like,
but
who
the
fights
guys
You
about
guys
that?
don't get an hour to talk about this.
Amy,
fights
remember
about
your
the house
husband wanted
decor?
like these aviator wings on in your living room, and you're like, no, that's crazy.
Guys, I'm gonna need
Guys,
an answer.
think about it. I don't know.
Amy yells, think
Snoring?
about it, and then goes, I don't know. Guys, come on, you can do it. Think about it. I don't know.
Like, what else could it be?
Oh, I know.
What?
Guys, we fight with this with Bobby every freaking morning. The
What?
thermostat.
Oh, that's a good one, Lunchbox.
Bobby likes to freeze us out of the studio, and that's what you fight over because women are cold, and guys are hot, and you want to
You
lower
did
it.
it. Congratulations,
it.
Lunchbox. That's it. Go team.
Is that your answer?
Yeah, for sure. That's
Yes.
Top things married couples argue about. One answer left on the board. Let's see if you guys get it and win the game. Is it the thermostat? Oh.
I don't even know what this could be.
Debt is at number 8.
That's money.
Debt.
Money.
That's money. We start arguing with.
Now, money and debt are two different things.
Dang.
But,
Yes,
okay.
they are on the list. I put it here. Maybe you have debt from before you got together.
Yeah, you're right.
See, Eddie.
You're right.
Don't be arguing with me. I didn't make the list.
Calm
All right,
down. We're
Instagram,
just mad
Mr.
'cause
Bobby
we
Bones.
lost.
We'll be back in a second.